people now have the information they require. Live. Yeah. What's the score so far? I've seen none of the game yet. Um, yeah, I watched the Newcastle Knights play the Parramatta Eels. That was an interesting contest. Mitchell Pearce really stood up. Yeah, he really stood up in the last half hour and played it was a real captain's knock. Um, from the Knights or just in general. Yeah. Yeah, I got to say, oh, he scored. Yeah, he's like, I don't even need to face the try line. Big puppy. I just got that. That's you're a natural. Okay, let's have a look at this. We've got a freeze frame here. Okay, then he's gonna hit and spin. Twist. Oh, what a try. That's a try scorer's try. That's brilliant. Yeah. Well done. Push through two good players too. Mhm. Yep. Yep. And 69%. Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, I'm trying to think where, say it was less than 40. I mean, like 152 is a bunch of seasons. That's plenty. Yeah. So it looks like Mr. $900,000 a year doesn't hold down any certain position is coming from the field. Might have got a head knock or something. Oh, what a kick! He's, I know, what the hell? Wow. I wonder what's happened here. He looks like he's come off the field with I don't think that's a head knock. That looks like something else. You're on fire tonight. Have you had coffee as well? Big Bulldogs crowd, Bulldogs army. Oh, that's so annoying when it does that. Hey, it's like you need to upgrade. My Xbox, my Xbox will do that. It'll say you need a 3 gig update, or you can play offline. But none of the games work offline, so it's annoying. Yeah, yeah. No, it doesn't work like that. Sometimes, like I'll wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, got to make sure everything's charged up, ready to go. I've got all my cords and stuff. It's like, at what point Am I just servicing like fucking technology? Yeah, I can hear you fine. Okay, so hardly... Yeah, let me have a look at the thing on YouTube. Let's have a look here. We done fucked up. Hang on, let's we done goofed. Yeah, hang on. No, you're not here. You're not there. No. Let's have a look. Hang on. Let me have a look at the thing on YouTube. It's going to take about 40 seconds. I reckon you probably come through. It looks like it probably was muted for some reason. That's... We done fucked up. Yeah. Hang on. I'm just listening to us. I'm listening. Hang on. I'm still listening. Just a moment. Hang on. Let's have a look. Let me have a look at the thing. No, I think you're still quiet. I reckon you probably come. Just listen. Yeah, what would that have changed? Just go into the... If we go into the settings of OBS... Settings. Go... I don't know. Desktop audio. Device not connect. Hang on, what's this? Auxiliary audio? What's that one? Default. The third one down. Whoops. Oh, what's that? Of OBS.
Properties. Let's change that to that. Hello. Are we working now?
Okay, let's see.
It looked like it had some sort of impact.
Something's happening. Hang on. Just listening. Not connect. Hang on, what's this? Auxiliary audio? What's that one?
This is the best bit of our work, to be honest.
This is number one. This is... Oh, look at this. What's happening here? Farah looks like he's fucked his knee or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear.
I'm on there. Right,
so.
Well, I've got to say, people, you've missed some quality work from me.
Yeah, there we go. We're working now. We're good.
Okay.
Hello, Nadine. Hello, Samuel. Thank you for letting us know that you couldn't hear us. Yeah, that's fantastic.
When Mbai went off, when Mbai went off, I made a joke about peanut butter sandwiches. I think that's about all I've done that was of any value.
How funny is that? It's that like I'm saying to you, oh wow, that's gold. You're on fire, and no one heard any of it.
That is so remarkably fitting for this show.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Well, the last time Farah got injured during a game, the Tigers went on to lose 51-6.
Well, that's not good. He looks like he's really upset.
And I believe the Tigers scored first in that game. I could be wrong. Oh no, they didn't. But yeah,
Farah looks like he knows his career is over right now. So what happened?
It's either his back or his knee.
That looks knee. See it? Yeah.
Yeah,
he kind of knew.
He's just said, "Oh, fuck, that hurt." I could have gone with a gag. I just went with fact.
Yeah.
There's Malcolm Maguire looking
Christy
concerned.
Davis. Christy thought I was doing the show just by myself.
You probably should have done, to be honest, the way it started.
Well, the weird thing was, like, I was talking to you the whole time, but they couldn't hear. So there's a possibility that Christy thinks I'm a schizophrenic.
Man, we should really do that one time. Get like 3 or 4 guests on, and you can just talk to all of them at once and just have your audio working and no one else's.
That would be cool, eh?
That would be cool.
Look at Robbie. He's like, nah, I'm going to stay on.
Yeah, it's just the knee. I've got another one.
Exactly. I guess if he tore, obviously his ACL, it's all over Red Rover, but there's certain things you can tear in your knee where you can play through it,
Yeah,
but your knee's unstable. They haven't even strapped him though, so I don't think it must have been something else.
it's a tweak of the knee.
Yeah, he might have just torn his meniscus.
My goodness, you've been spending too much time around doctors.
Yes, I have been.
We have a physio on and a doctor on, and all of a sudden you've got a degree.
That's how it works. Oh, we need to get a gynecologist on.
And I was going to say, meanwhile, I got dumber. I can't even figure out how to use a computer anymore.
I wish people had heard what you were saying before. It was gold.
Well, it's probably for the best because poor old Arabella would have been hard at work trying to fix that up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're going to get her on in Women in League Round. We're going to get Nadine on, CEO.
Yeah.
She can talk about being a woman and in league.
Yeah. Because that's the tokenism thing we have to do.
It's tokenism.
It is. You got to be parading women for 1 week of every year, not every week.
Well, I always like that about the NRL. It's like we value women.
Yeah.
For 1 week.
Let's be condescending to them as much as we can for one entire week. Yeah. It should be women in football week, whatever it is, every fucking week of the year.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd like to call it just humans in football.
We have a men in league round, but that seems to be for old footballers that are busted.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know. Let's skip all of this. Let's just skip this whole conversation.
Yeah. It could go somewhere bad. And I realised I was walking us both down the garden path there.
Yeah.
Anyway, there is a game of football on. And
West Tigers, 6-0.
Massive crowd at this game. What would you say, 45,000 there?
Yeah, definitely 4,000 to 5,000.
And if we're counting like AFL people, that's close to about 135,000 there.
And also, it's obviously snowing.
Mate, can't you see those numbers aren't there? They're not just written there. That is very intricately laid snow.
Exactly.
And it's all 9 feet deep. They're just running through it.
It's fucking hilarious.
Bulldogs,
I wonder if
kick.
That is a big one. Wow. Oh, it's really well weighted. I wonder, because now we've got New South Wales venues, right?
Mm.
They are all run by the same sort of consortium, which is a government-run consortium. I wonder if the Bulldogs have the ability to say, listen, why don't we play some of our games out at Bank West, and then, we'll come back here when it's completely done, refurbished.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably kind of what the plan's going to be. I don't think the Bulldogs are that overly keen on playing at Bankwest.
Yep.
So, if there's a chance that they can have a massive venue all of their own and they don't have to do shit to play there, then, yeah, they're not idiots. They'll jump all over that. West Tigers will be playing there because they just play at every ground.
Yeah, well, the only place they don't play is at Penrith Footy Stadium.
Let me check.
Oh, look, Farrow's knee's fucked, man. He's like, I'm staying on.
Yeah. He's figured, I've carried a bunch of lightweights on my back for over a decade. I'm sure a little knee twinge is something I can handle. And that's a bad kick from bench.
Yeah, not good at all. Farah gets up, kicks it again. Yeah. He didn't need that, eh?
No, you didn't need the knock-off on the leg there. Now they put some strapping on it.
There we go. See, that's what I wanted to see.
The problem here is the trainer is actually using medical type tape. And I can tell you what works in the country is that $2 plastic tape you get, PVC tape.
Yeah.
That works on everything.
Duct tape.
No, not duck tape. It's a bit severe.
I'm just tweeting it again. Tigers. Dun, dun, dun. Put that there.
You're thirsty?
Yeah.
Oh.
My tummy is just thirsty.
Your tummy's thirsty?
No, yeah, but my name is not thirsty.
Oh, your name's not thirsty?
No.
You cut me off on that joke really fast. I was about
You
to
just-
say that.
You just
Damn
got
it.
a rum and then my finger's a bit hurt.
It's a bit hurt.
Yeah, it's hurting here just because I cut this SS into the mail.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
It's all better now.
It's not.
You're tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is that's silly scissors.
Silly scissors.
Yeah.
Throw them in the bin.
Yeah.
Thanks, El.
You're welcome.
This, she needs to run them to the bin.
Exactly.
Daddy, should you get me a drink?
Very soon, yes.
Oh. Mama, should you get me a drink?
Let me guess. She wants strawberry milk.
Nah, it'd be pineapple juice.
Well, I tell you what, this is a massive game for the Tigers. They really can't afford to drop these 2 points. That's a real shit fight for them last 2 places.
Yeah. I was just saying earlier tonight too that the fact that the Sharks still have a positive points differential there gives them a massive advantage because the rest of the teams that are around them have got pretty bad points differentials, like minus 40, minus 50. The Sharks are still plus 2.
Yeah.
And it means that the Sharks don't have to sit there and win every game. They just need to keep pace with all the other teams around them, and they'll stay in front of them all.
Yeah.
And
That's it. That win by
he's dropped that
bad
cold.
drop. DWZ. Bet he's still happy at the Bulldogs, aren't you, DWZ?
He is. He's very happy there.
Ecstatic. Look,
He didn't even get close to that.
no. That was a little bit lazy there.
That's a lot lazy. Yeah. I like the fact they just picked the ball up and think, if I just pick it up and run with it, maybe they didn't notice.
Yeah, it's like just obvious as fuck.
They notice everything.
So here we go. Taking the line. Oh, Brooks almost through.
Gets his nose through. Farah.
Farah. Oh, Farah goes for the slowest jog towards the line ever.
What's happened here? Bulldogs are
Inside
offside.
the 10.
I wonder if any player has caught defences napping more and got penalties out of it than Farah in his career.
I'm trying to think. It's a good question. Be right up there. I think his knee's done. Hey.
Yeah. I think what he's going to try and do is play out the half,
Yeah.
and that little do the other half. And
Yeah, I reckon you're right.
Jacob Little too really does need to have a standout second half, because he's the one who's going to be the the Tigers' full-time hooker next year, given they've re-signed him. So
Yeah, it'd be a time to stand up, eh?
exactly.
Do you reckon if Farah's out for the rest of the year, that's it for them?
It's tough. So much of their go forward comes off his speed out of dummy half. Little can provide that service, but sometimes it's his 1%ers that let him down. Plus, he hasn't played an 80-minute game yet, and it just means that, especially coming to the business end of the season, he's missed out quite comfortably.
Yeah, that's a bad kick.
It means the Tigers are going to have to carry someone possibly like Josh Reynolds on the bench, which is another risk because he's been so injury prone at the club.
Yeah, I mean, is Josh Reynolds playing in the reserve grade just now?
Yeah, he keeps getting listed in the 21 for the Tigers every week. But yeah, it doesn't actually get out onto the field.
I love the 20-metre dropout, hey?
Yeah, it's almost like a forgotten art because back in the 80s and 90s when you had toe pokers who kicked at about 60%, you'd see the old 20-meter drop restart every bloody
Yeah.
game. But now it's almost a forgotten little piece of the game.
Yeah, it's strange, hey? I was watching a test match today between Australia and the Kiwis from 1978.
Yep, and that pass looked forward.
What did what did I see? Who was it that Greg Pierce had a big game? He was probably man of the match in the front row.
Yeah, Greg Pierce is one of
Uh,
those players. He came from the Sharks, and he's one of those players who, geez, that was forward too, and that. Every time he got into a rep jumper, he just grew another foot. He just becomes so much even better than he already was. He's a very consistent player. So, yeah, good footballer. Tragically passed away, I believe.
oh, really?
Before, I'll just check if it was him. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, tragically passed away. What was it 4 months before the Sharks won their first ever premiership?
Ah, that's sad.
Yeah, he was 66 when he died. It was in June of 2016. He was
Damn.
a club man for ages. I think he might have even been a board member there for a while.
Yeah, well, he had a fantastic game. Who else had a good game? The halves were Adonagus and Fulton. They both played pretty well. Kerry Bowstead, the pace on him was just no one could touch him on the field. So yeah,
Yeah, Bowster was quite an underrated winger, really.
mm. Well, I mean, how much did he ever play in the New South Wales Rugby League?
Yeah, he played for the Roosters from 79 to 82, Manly from 83 to 86, and the Bears from 88 to 90.
Ah, there we go.
What
Yeah,
was
well, in
that?
78, he hadn't played in the New South Wales Rugby League. So
No.
Rex Mossop's on there, and he's basically introducing Kerry Bowstead to everyone.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah, mind you, it was around that time too, like the mid 70s at the Queensland Rugby League. The quality of the players they had coming through there was unbelievable, and they were on that cusp of starting to reach greatness, which is why when Origin came along, Queensland was so good from out of the blocks, and took New South Wales 5-6 years to finally win a series against them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Farah's done.
Yeah. I think he knows it too.
Mm.
He's like, it's almost as though he's like, if I go off this field, I'm never coming back on. So he doesn't want to go off the field.
Yep, that's
That's it.
He's done.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
What's the technical issue?
Who knows? As soon as Robbie Farah gets injured, Foxtel starts being a dick.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it again.
It must be a buffering issue, hey.
I'll give it a 4.
In the back there, that will be a sin.
Right. Did I just see Simbin?
Really?
I don't know.
Oh, did he simp in him for hitting him late? He did.
I have no idea what's going on there. I think they did, yeah. I can see a little... I didn't notice this, but there's a little yellow mark above the West Tigers there.
Yeah, yeah.
They should make that a little bit bigger, like a proper card sort of diagram.
Yeah, there's plenty of room for it with 10 on it.
Yeah,
Or just the player's number on it, actually, would be better.
that'd be good.
They
Right,
should be
well.
running Fox Sports.
Yes. Bulldogs on the attack. They're 10 out for the Tigers line. They've gone right.
Oh.
The Tigers defence is swarming.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
And so Tigers are down to 12 men. Bulldogs, my God, their attack looks rubbish.
Yeah, they don't look as crisp as they did last week, that's for sure.
No, and look, this has been largely their problem this year, is their inability to put two good performances together.
Yeah.
we know they're capable of a good performance.
So Farah in the dressing rooms. What's happening here?
I can tell you
Like,
what I can tell you what's happening. Okay, see that second row that's gone in with the Tigers as well, who got sin binned.
yeah,
They're gonna take his leg off,
yeah.
and then put that onto Farah, and then let Farah go back
Nice.
out with a proper leg.
I just love the idea he's there and he's going like, I can't believe they sent me to the bin for 10. And Farah's like, my whole fucking career just ended.
Yeah, yeah. Quit whinging.
Yeah. I can't believe it, man. This sucks.
You know what was interesting too is in the pre-match. I think it was just before the game before this.
Yeah.
We saw Sean Johnson. I think was doing some on a panel there at Banquest.
Yep.
And Benji Marshall was on the panel as well with him.
Oh, really?
No, it wasn't a Banquest. It was at this ground. That's right. And Benji Marshall came on just have a quick chat before the game. And Sean Johnson, he was like a little fangirl. He absolutely loved it. He was smiling and he was all happy. He's like he's around his boyhood hero. And Benji's just chill.
Yeah, I think I would fangirl around Benji Marshall, to be fair.
Absolutely, I would. Right, Bulldogs working off their own line here. They're still trailed by 6. They've got the extra man advantage.
Can they take advantage of it, though?
Oh,
They're looking very, very poor in attack. They really are.
What have they done?
What was that?
What? Don't know what's going on here.
Did he not play it on the mark? Oh, man, come on.
Wow. Why not just penalise him?
Yeah.
I get that.
You know, it was interesting was watching that game last night, and we watched it obviously with no sound because we were talking to one another. And then after the game, we both jumped on Twitter and people were blowing up about the referees, and I didn't understand why.
Yeah, and for me, it drove home this idea to me that people complain about the referees based on what they hear, not on what they see sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was seemed to be that like I don't know if because I watched the game a little bit again this afternoon, and but I wasn't listening to the commentary. But my guess is that between the commentary that you hear and what some of the journos online post, people just get rolled up by it. But there was nothing in that game that like decided the game for me. I don't think like the call with Morris was right. You know, if you wanted to say, I mean, I thought he should have been penalised because of the double movement, if that's what they called it. But at the same time, it's like, well, okay, just play the ball, whatever. As long as they called the right thing on the try, not being a try.
Exactly.
But there was nothing in that game that really stood out as being something that decided it from my point of view.
No, there was a try that Cronulla scored off what looked to be a clear forward pass.
Yeah.
But Cronulla didn't win, so
yeah, and like that happens.
It's kind of a nothing really to be worried about.
Yeah.
I suppose people would be whinging more if the Sharks had gone up, but even still, it wasn't like it was blatantly forward. It looked up when I first saw it, but it didn't look like it was 2 meters forward.
Yeah, well, when it happened, yeah, it kind of looked
like,
forward.
That was forward.
Yeah, that one was forward. But it wasn't one that you were like, oh, what are they doing even playing on, you know? It was just sort of like, oh, yeah, that might have gone forward, that one, you know?
Yeah. Alrighty. Oh, sorry. I take it Elijah Taylor is now playing at hooker.
Oh, try. Oh, I reckon he probably they're gonna say he grounded the ball.
He should have grounded that.
I don't think he actually grounded it. I think he will have grounded it unintentionally.
Yeah.
And Brooks, this won't be a try, but man, it was close.
He's like a little terrier, like a classic halfback, say Jeff Tuvey like.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
Hang on.
Oh, I think that they'll say he grounded it with his torso,
which is an absolute rubbish decision. There, he's grounded it.
I didn't see that there at the end.
If Brooks had his hand on the ball the same time as DW's there, it would be a try. But because it was just a little bit behind, that will be no try from Maputo.
No try in the Porto scoreboard.
Yes. I don't know why they're using red. It's not really their colour, is it?
No, it's like orange and black, like the Tigers colours.
No, Bulldogs with a dropout. And they've sent that almost 50 metres on the full.
Not a bad one.
12 with a good run into the line. It's always a bit foreign watching a Tigers prop forward doing a hit up and he actually keeps running once he hits the line. I get confused.
Man, they will want to break through pretty soon. They're doing all right, seeing as they're down by one
Two
play.
good runs by the Tigers there. They've made 20 odd metres in those two hit ups.
Yeah, not bad.
Oh,
Back on the inside, Lawrence.
That has been a problem with his game over the years. Is his handling can let him down.
Mm-mm. Steve Roach is calling this one. We're missing some insightful calling.
That's a given. He's at every single Tigers game. And if he's not, he'll be at every other game that's got either Mitch Moses or Mitch Pearce playing in it.
Mm.
So it's like he cherry picks where he wants to be. So what's the go here?
Let's see. I didn't.
Don't know what's wrong with that.
Yeah, what the hell?
Other than the fact that Hopper Whitey looked to have dropped it for all money. Is that what they've ruled? That is what they've ruled. Fair enough then.
Yeah.
Play on, referee. Good call. We're not here to ref bash unless we really have to.
Exactly. We save that until our teams get calls against them.
Alright, so Brooks plays the ball 15 out from the Dogs line. Tigers. I think they've lost that. Is that going to be a strip?
Yeah, he's lost it. What? Strip? Yep. Penalty.
Tigers.
Got to take the 2 here. Gift.
Will they take it? There's a discussion. Everyone's talked to the trainer before they realise that, he's not the captain, so he can't tell us what to do.
They're like saying, what would Robbie Farah do?
Yeah. Benji decides they're going to kick.
Robbie, what's he drinking? Is that, looks like a water, a Gatorade, something like that?
Check out the
How
guns
about
on
the
him.
dude there with the rings? I mean, jeez.
He's got some bling going on.
I reckon.
He's got more rings than the entire West Tigers side currently has. Which is 2.
Shit.
Right, so Momorovsky's going to have a shot here at goal.
Been a bit of a dour first half, eh?
Yeah, it's been a predictably miserable day of football, to be honest.
I know, eh? It's kind of been weird.
We've got these miserable games like today, and then we've just got 2 absolute blockbusters tomorrow.
It's kind of going to be like a weekend of the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah.
Could be worse, though. We could be watching rugby union, I guess.
Or AFL in the snow.
Yeah, in the snow. It looks a lot like rain, but it's snow.
Alright, looks like this, the Simeon's about to end. That's just cruel, that is.
Yeah.
Like,
Why
Farrah's
don't you
sitting there
show how you... Oh, is this Robbie Farah's chick walking, or his wife walking up to him? I don't know.
No.
It's just some woman that's just walking around lost.
Yeah.
It's like, ain't you a footballer?
She's looking for a beer somewhere. Do you serve beer? Nah, love. If you're going, though, go grab me one.
Yeah, see, that's why I wondered what he was drinking, because if he was having a beer, then it's all over.
Yeah, he's called it quits. Alrighty, here comes Twal again with another big hit up. Got a good motor on this kid for a young fella.
Yeah, he sure does. Like, it's interesting to see. They haven't... What's this? Another penalty for inside the 10. You know, there's that thing where Robbie Farah going off. They could have fallen apart, and they haven't, which is a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't go off half-cocked on me now.
Yeah. I don't want to put the mock on them, but they've got this 1-1. A lot of penalties in this game.
This is cool now that I've got this thing working properly. I can see the comments.
Oh, really?
And Nadine was just saying, the Wallabies are down 12-10. Are they even playing today?
Good. I'm glad they are.
Where are they playing at?
I think they're in Perth.
Oh, okay.
Which isn't far enough away from Sydney, if you ask me. I'd like to put them somewhere in the fucking Indian Ocean.
The AFL will be using that as a reason why the Giants got a bad crowd today if they played today.
Probably.
Oh, there was a clash. You know, the rugby union was on over in Perth. That affected crowds in Sydney.
How good's this the thing that I thought of today? How good's that episode going to be?
Yes. I do
People
remember
are going to get really angry, but I don't care.
Yeah. Was that a legal tackle?
I thought
No.
I thought he was in midair.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's just dopey. Like, why? You know he's in the air. You know there's a penalty for tackling him in the air. Just let him hit the ground and then take him.
Yeah, like, there was no need for that.
It's just dumb. Can't believe they still do it these days. Absolutely stupid. Simon, he said Farron needs WD-40, not strapping tape. You know what? That would be just as effective.
I wonder if there's something they could squirt into Robbie Farah's knee just to get him a couple more weeks.
WD-40. I mean, that stuff is that's just magic in a can.
I saw a thing about why they invented WD-40. It was something to do with the space program, hey?
Yeah.
It was like to make sure moisture didn't get to the to tarnish the rockets, the outside of the rockets or something.
It's magical stuff.
It really is.
Yes. Another question here. Which team supporters will you be alienating, Freaky? Oh, we can't give that away.
Yeah, can't give it away. But there'll be ones that will piss and moan.
Well, look.
And I'm willing to say it's not the Poms because they piss and moan anyway. Bloody soap dodgers.
Let me just say, I'll tell you how passionate he is about this. He's doing the research himself. Which is both relieving and worrying for me at the same time. And I'm not worried because I don't trust him with his research. I trust his research 100%. It's just that I don't know what he's researching.
Yeah, I could go deep.
That's what she said. And here we go. Brooks with a very shallow crossfield kick. No one competes for it.
No one wants it.
And that's just gone dead. And that is just crap.
Yes. But yeah, it was funny because I said to you, I sent you the message, I'll research it all. And about 15 minutes later, you sent me half the research I was planning on doing. I was like, fuck, man.
Well, hang on. Let's be honest. When you told me what it was, I went, okay. To me, as soon as you say that, I go, okay, that's a cue for me to go do something. So I went and started doing the research. And I come back with the stuff that I already found about 5-10 minutes later. I went, oh, you said you were going to do it. Oh, okay. Well, here's what I've done anyway.
Yeah, it said a good buzz. I got some ideas, and yeah, I told you, I kind of gave you some ideas about what I'm going to do, so it's going to be interesting anyway.
Oh, Bulldogs have dropped the ball on their own 10-metre line.
Man, the Bulldogs
Tigers have cleaned up.
They need to put some points on here.
That was never going to be on there. I saw a bit of hands in the air action there. That was very good to see.
Yeah, I saw a guy disappear. That's 6 again.
How was that pick up from Benji there? Still being held in the tackle and reaches out and just picks the ball up one-handed.
Yeah, he's so good.
That's actually the highlight of the game so far.
That really is. That's the most skillful moment.
Yeah.
There's an amazing moment in the previous match. Mitchell Pearce puts a kick across field. One of his players gets an incredible... Oh, good tackle. An incredible catch over his head and scores an amazing try. And they're like, oh, Pearce, what a kick, what a kick. Oh, Pearce. It's like, fuck. Couldn't help themselves.
I found it amusing when... there's a grubber to no one.
Oh, 6 again.
Why was not one single Tigers player aware that there was going to be a kick given it was the last tackle and they're close to the line?
I know. What were they
It's actually
waiting
a
for?
pretty good kick from a lock forward,
Yeah.
and there's no one around. Anyway, there was a try that was scored by Parramatta. It might have even been their first one. And
Yeah.
Ponga got stepped. Ponga got absolutely beaten one-on-one. And Parramatta scored. And the commentator's going, "Oh, Kurt Mann was bad defence there." Going, what the hell? What are you blaming someone else for?
Yeah.
And then they were trying to make an excuse for why Ponga wasn't in position when Moses put a chip in over the top, which Gutherson scored off. So sometimes the fullbacks like to get up in the line going, they're 25 metres from your own line. Fullback shouldn't be in the defensive line at that point.
No, not at all.
They never
yeah,
are.
it was a mistake.
If he's up there, he's clearly stuffed that up. And it's like, he's trying to defend him again. And then there was another issue somewhere else, and they're trying to blame the wind. It's like he's untouchable. We can't blame him.
Don't you say nothing bad about my boy.
Don't be blaming Kalen. He's unbeatable. Benji.
Oh, Benji.
He's just throwing no-look passes every tackle now. It's like 2006 all over again.
Yeah.
You know, he's looking at the runners out the back and passing to the lead runner blindly.
Man, it's been not a great first half by either team. I mean, obviously better by the Tigers, but geez, they should have put some more points on here.
Let's be honest. The Bulldogs haven't really set the bar at a height.
No.
It's still on the ground.
Yeah.
And the Tigers are just doing enough to step over it without tripping.
Tell you what, when the Bulldogs start playing this game, it might be interesting.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the ruck is slow in this game.
It really is, yeah.
Bit of open field play here, 50 seconds to go. What's Thompson going to do? Run straight at someone and get tackled.
Jeez, he got monstered there at the end.
He gets monstered every single tackle. It looks like the Tigers just going to grind this set out, and that'll be half time.
Wonder if they take it to the sideline.
It's a third tackle, 30 seconds to go. I don't like it when Elijah Taylor is playing at hooker.
Yeah, I don't know why. It feels very Cleary.
No, it feels very Jason Taylor.
Whoa. Almost broke through then.
That
14 seconds left. They pop it out the back. Kick. What?
What? No. What? No.
That's how that half needed to end, hey?
Yeah. And they give a high five. That does not deserve a high five.
Yeah.
Well,
they should all run to the sheds with their heads down, hey?
If we were to describe the first half, I'd say in one word.
Yeah. I think that's the best word for it.
God, that was dire.
It really was. So last night, I think I found something on YouTube, hey?
Oh, what'd you find?
Well, normally on YouTube, all I look at is lately anyway. Normally it's like animal attack videos, but lately I've been looking at technology reviews and Nike shoe reviews, right? So I'd like to refresh, and it gives me a new list of stuff to look at. Anyway, so I'm refreshing. Anyway, I start getting in my timeline these videos of chiropractors who are working on these chicks that have bad backs, obviously, but they probably have bad backs for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're how would you describe these? They were gifted physically, is a way to put it, and they're doing these chiropractic moves on these females.
Can we use a rugby league term and say they had front-loaded contracts?
Yes, they did. They were definitely front-loaded contracts. There was some pretty nice back-ended contracts too, let me tell you. But they're all wearing tights and stuff.
As you do.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell's going on with my timeline? So I'm like, this can't be what I think it is, right? It was exactly what I thought it was. I watched one of these videos, and I'm like, this is just a perv video. This is a video for perverts. So yeah, my timeline just filled up with them out of nowhere. It was really weird.
So you kept watching.
Oh yeah, I'd watched 4 or 5 hours of it, but
You're watching it going, I can't believe this perverted rubbish is on YouTube.
Disgusting. I was like, there's just disgusting. Look, there's another one. Disgusting. I better see what that one's about. I bet that's as bad. Oh, yeah, this one is just as bad. So, yeah, very strange. Sometimes, yeah. And it just was like, it populated my timeline out of nowhere. It was very weird. Like, what does YouTube think I am? A pervert or something?
It's interesting because I put YouTube on whenever I'm working late.
Yeah.
Which is often. And I select one video, which is like a music clip or something like I want to listen to, and then I just let it randomly choose whatever it wants after that. I just let it go.
Yeah.
And the other night it came up with people who were prank calling religious hotlines.
Yeah.
And it led to one bloke taking up alcohol, swinging it and swearing and pouring the rest of the bottle over his head. Oh, man.
Yeah, I started watching that last night. Bloody hell, it was funny. It was so goddamn funny.
One bloke rang up and he wanted a prayer for his burning penis. Oh my goodness.
Bloody raids.
That's the internet for you.
Yeah. Pool's closed.
Pool's closed. That's right.
Oh, I love that stuff. I can't explain how much I love all of that sort of stuff. It just gets me in some weird way. Can't even explain it.
It's fantastic. Alright, let's see what else is on here. Okay. We'll check the rugby out.
Let's see what they're doing. Okay, so they're
up.
rolling around in the mud. Still rolling around in the mud.
Aussies are up
They pass the
13-12.
ball. And they pass it out to wide. Now they're rolling around in the mud again.
There's no mud.
They're passing it back inside. Rolling around in the mud.
They don't have mud anymore.
Yeah, what would it be? Like
no, they're playing rugby league grounds where they've got adequate drainage now, so there's no mud anymore.
Oh, it's funny. There was a clip that someone posted. I can't remember who it was, but they were like, is this the best start to a rugby union game ever? So I started watching it, and in the first minute and a half, I counted like 3 kicks, a scrum, and a penalty. And I was like, oh man, I can't watch any more of this shit.
That was a interesting... Okay, I've had enough of that now.
Yeah, that was... Fuck.
Well,
It's like...
You tell me, is this game better or worse? Oh my goodness, look at that scoreline.
I think that it's fantastic that women's sport has its own channels. Man of Steel, The Right Stuff, The Thin Red Line. I only watched that once. The Thin Red Line's problem is that it come out at the same time as another movie.
Proper war movies.
Yeah, what was the proper war movie that it come out the same time as?
Was it Saving Private Ryan? No, it was after that.
No, I feel like it was before that. It might have been Platoon.
The Thin Red Line?
No, it would have been after Platoon.
No, Thin Red... Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember. Anyway, it came out at the same time as another war movie that was very, very good. And it just was... It just shouldn't have. If it come out at a different time, it would have been better received.
I'll tell you what. If the second half doesn't get any better, we might have to watch the end of this show here.
UFOs, the lost evidence. Well, I'm convinced. Look at that. That looks real.
That looks legitimate.
Flying sauciers, as they call them in France.
What else is on?
Sam the Cat. Welcome to Rugby League. Scooby-Doo, Mystery Incorporated.
Halftime is a killer.
Yeah, it really is sometimes, eh?
Oh, top 100 sporting anthems.
Let's see what this one is. Bound for Glory. Is this Bound for Glory?
It's got to be. Well called, sir.
Yeah, see? There we go. It's so weird that that's on tonight when I was singing that last night on the podcast.
Yeah, it is. There's Moses and Vi trying to look like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Von Sampson got the hair up tonight.
How much legwork is she doing here with this pair?
I know, eh? Like Corey Parker's like listening to a fucking sponge talking.
I was going to say a broken hairdryer.
And Sean Johnson, he's just learning the ropes. I think he'll actually be good at this, but
Yeah, but let him off.
Yeah.
There's the Tigers back row getting lippy with no one.
Terrible sin binning.
I don't even know what it was for.
I think it was for hitting Lewis after he'd passed the ball, I'm pretty sure.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, Corey Parker saying, yeah, Sean, I've got your same haircut, except I'm 20 years older than you, and I've got grey hair, but do you reckon it still suits me? And Sean Johnson's sitting there like, shut the fuck up, Corey.
He just looks the other way. Not even.
Yeah.
He eventually gave the old giving you my back without actually turning his back. I'm just turning my head because you don't deserve any other movement of my body. I'm just going to turn my head. I'm not looking.
They're showing some highlights here, showing where Ponga was up in the line.
Yeah.
And Wally Lewis scored.
That was a good try.
Apparently Daddy Daycare is on and Borat is on. I'm being told this by Miss Davis.
Don't tempt us.
Yeah.
Oh, there they are. Parramatta, what was that? Is that Mike Acevo doing a little stroll around the ground with his old man?
Yeah, his dad turned up, which was nice for him.
Yeah.
He had a game in front of his old man.
Yeah, that would have been good. Speaking of an old man, there's Corey Parker again.
Yeah.
God, these segues are seamless.
They really are. Corey Parker, so old.
Yeah, you know he's old because he was whinging before whinging was in.
He was a pioneer of football whinging.
Oh, because you can have sledging, you can have complaining, but he just whined and whinged. There's Dean Pay talking to a bunch of blokes who aren't listening.
Yeah. Imagine if he had some first graders to talk to, hey?
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if you could say something about Brad Arthur.
Well, I'd love to know what Brad Arthur says at halftime, hey?
I get the impression Brad Arthur goes in, he's got a little cassette player, and he just presses play, and it's just a recording of whatever he said in halftime in round one.
Did you like that tweet I did today about Mary McGregor, how he's found his niche, just coach against the worst team in the league? As long as they don't have a coach, it makes him look good.
Let's see. Is this person... Here we go. I made a tweet today.
Yeah.
And I said, given all of Parramatta's dominance of field position and possession in the first half, the fact they were trailing this match is atrocious. So that was when Newcastle were in front by a try.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's replied, and the score was, wait for it, a win to the Eels. After getting a free penalty inside of a line drop out and then offside bombs away for second try, Parramatta completely effed Newey in every orifice. And you know what? They should have done by a much bigger scoreline.
Yeah, way bigger.
They had so much field position, so much possession in the best areas on the field in that first half, and did jack with it.
Yeah, it was disappointing that they didn't put more on. And the thing was, too, it would have been helpful for their for and against if they had have kicked on. But they made a real struggle of it. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, there's nothing that they should be taking out of that game that's pleasing. Because they were atrocious. They just got lucky and played against a team that was worse than them. And it's funny, everyone's talking about how Newcastle aren't looking like the team that won 6 straight. And I'd argue that they're looking just the same. Because only 2 of those wins that they won in that 6 straight were genuinely good wins. The other 4 against teams that were outside the 8 and playing like rubbish.
Yeah, I agree. Like that, I feel like Newcastle is where Newcastle should be.
Yeah. And I was one of the few people, and you can actually go through the Footcrest of the Boys podcast, the one they did at the start of the year, and I didn't put Knights in the top 8. Everyone else was saying they would be in there. And I couldn't see it.
Yeah, I think you take Ponga out of that team. Who are you worried about? It's definitely not Pierce. Like, there's just no one to worry about, really.
Hang on,
Clemmer's a good player,
you're talking about
but that's it.
Origin Series winning Pierce.
Yeah. Like, he's so bad.
Yeah, he was a non-event tonight again.
Again, when they needed it. They need someone to guide the team around the field. He kept on passing it off to bloody, what's Lino?
Yeah, they were floor tiles. He was getting a fair bit of ball.
Yeah.
You know, I do have a favourite player at Newcastle, and he's very underrated, and it's Mitch Barnett.
Oh, really?
He's got bloody good hands for a second rower. He runs damn good lines. He gets no bloody mentions anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And he scored a good try today where it was very Luke Lewis-like, where he went up and caught a crossfield kick, took it above the pack and scored over the top of everyone. And then a few minutes later, Newcastle try the same ploy again because that's pretty much all they do. And a flick pass came out the back. He's caught the ball around his shins with his actual fingertips and still got a ball away to set up a second try. The second row shouldn't be doing that.
No.
And it's not like it was a one-off. He's been doing this, for the last few years. Just immensely underrated footballer. I'd have him at the Tigers. I seriously would.
Really? So I'll have to keep an eye out for him, eh?
Very wholehearted player, very honest. Does a lot of dirty work, but has a lot of good skills, a lot of good ball skills. Very good player.
Dean Pay looks like I feel some mornings before I've had coffee.
He's got that look about him, really, like he's just got out of bed and he didn't have a good night's sleep.
Yeah. All the time.
Yeah. And a little bit of surprise in there. Like, that's right, I'm an actual NRL coach. Credit Stu, he's done pretty good with this roster that he has.
Yeah, I really don't understand why people wanted rid of him. It perplexed me. Look at that. West Tigers and Panthers. Ooh, 7 and 8. What do we got? Cronulla's gone down 2.
Yeah, as I said, though, that points difference is a huge thing for them because if they ever win next week and Penrith and the Tigers lose, then Sharks are back in, 7th position on the ladder.
7, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So everyone's back out. There's a massive crowd there behind Benji Marshall. They're getting excited.
Getting rowdy. Look at him going off.
He's walking around. We still haven't found anyone yet. There's a referee nodding at no one. Then we're
go.
They should be bringing a new rule. Kickoff should be off a pile of sand only.
Well, when I was watching that game earlier today, the 78 Test match, they were using piles of sand. And it made me think, I wonder if you brought out piles of sand for these players if they'd think it was really weird.
I'd like to see it. Retro round, we should have piles of sand.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's embrace this thing properly. Bring back pushing in scrums.
Yep. Bring back all the old jerseys and stuff. Everyone has to wear black boots.
Yeah, and those old woolen jerseys, which just felt like they were about 35 kilos when they got a bit wet.
Yep, definitely. And they've got to be 3 sizes too big.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely bring those back. Anyway.
And everyone has to grow their hair long.
Yes, we need. Well, there's one player there for the Bulldogs who's got into the bloody spirit of things.
Yeah, he's doing the job right.
So Tigers kicking there at the end of the first. It's just way too deep and no one's under any pressure there. That's
DWZ in the back. Be interesting to see what's been said about Farah. Actually, I'll have a look on my timeline and see if NRL Physio has said anything.
Alrighty. Bulldogs here. Then they've got the ball, bringing it out of their own half. They're just doing 1-outs here. And they're not very effective 1-outs. 4th tackle, they've just got past their own 30-metre line.
So NRL Physio is talking about a possible MCL sprain.
That season.
He said there's hopefully nothing to do with his ACL or a fibula fracture. He said if it's an MCL sprain, Farah general recovery guide is grade 1, 1 to 3 weeks, grade 2, 3 to 6 weeks, and that's it. I mean,
yeah, I think he's done for the season.
I do too. He seemed like he didn't want to get off of the field because he knew he wasn't coming back on.
Yeah. I think if it's a grade 1 and he gets 3 weeks, then he really needs the Tigers to make the finals.
Yeah.
He might, if it's 3 weeks, he might be able to get back for the last game, which I believe is in 4 weeks' time, and it will be at Leichhardt.
Yeah, like 4 weeks.
Oh, that's too soft.
Easy try for the doggies.
That is soft.
Very soft.
That was liquid. That's how soft that was.
Dean Pay looks ecstatic.
Yeah, piss poor defence.
Man, it could go sideways really quick for the Tigers. That's what's worrying me. So many missed tackles.
The cover defence from Thompson was just not a non-event.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Yes, dear.
You're on the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Fair enough.
I like the panic. Oh, shit.
Is that on the podcast? Oh, no.
Everyone had a bit of a giggle there. You want to say anything about how crap this game is?
Or how good the Panthers were.
Tigers just let in a try, but they're still up 8-4. Farah's done his knee. It may actually be his last game that we just saw.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, me.
Yeah. Who cares?
Benji's the only one that's worth worrying about.
Yeah, he's a pretty good player.
He's still going good.
Alright. I'm sure you've heard me. I'll get out to bed.
Yeah, feel free to come back whenever you want.
Okay.
Yeah. Nick Meaney looking a bit like Mitchell Moses, if we're honest.
I know, eh? How much does he look like Moses? He just doesn't have that arrogant fuckwit look about him, though. He's missing that.
He doesn't look slappable enough, but he's close.
Yeah. He didn't look at himself on the Jumbotron enough.
Yeah. He's not a mouth breather either.
No.
Like you see him running back, he's got his mouth shut. He knows how to talk and run. He knows how to breathe through his nose.
Well, 6'8".
Ooh, a little shake of the head there by Maguire.
He's not happy.
That's the start. He's one of those people that starts with something small and then he just starts ripping limbs off humans. That's not an exaggeration. That's what he does. Alrighty, the Bulldogs here. Can they get back in this? They're trailing by 2. They need some more points. Tigers are trying to show a bit of good defence here for a little bit. Pity they can't do it for 90 minutes or 80 minutes or whatever they need.
I know, right?
There we go. They're still going nowhere, and they've lost the ball.
Oh, they've lost it. What a terrible way to back up a try-scoring set.
Jeez.
Just so bad.
Nice offload.
Yeah.
Elijah Taylor caught the Bulldogs player by the elbow, but still an excuse. You still got another arm for it to tuck it under. Right, let's see if the Tigers can plod their way over the line here. That's kind of how their sets are these days at this end of the season.
Yeah.
18 metres out, they've got a full set. Oh, and Brooks drops it cold.
He dropped it cold.
Fucking good.
Is this the worst game we've done together? Do you reckon?
Oh, God. It could be.
There was another bludger. I can't remember who was playing, but it was terrible as well.
Tell you what, that Dragons-Titans game today was just rotten.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you look at the scoreline and go, 68 points scored. Must have been entertaining. No.
Not at all. It's funny too because like that Titans team has struggled to score points and now they have no coach and they still put on 28 points or something like that against the Dragons.
Yeah. You could
incredible.
Even when you heard some of the Dragons players at full time, they're going, we got the win. I suppose that's something. They weren't even excited about the fact they won 40-28.
Yeah, well, I think it was James Graham said that it was a win, but it was definitely the worst they'd played in the last 3 weeks,
Yeah,
which says a lot.
and it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah. How about them saying it was his 400th game, hey?
Well,
400th first grade game.
technically, as far as the numbers are concerned, it was. I can see where you're going with this, though.
What, that Super League is shit?
Yeah, your argument is that it shouldn't be counted because Super League is not the same level, but they were very clever to say that it was first grade. And there wasn't a grade higher in England than Super League, so it has to count by default.
But does that mean you could play in the top level in France and be a first grader as well?
I don't know, because it's a bit tricky there because they've got Catalan playing in the Super League, and that would rate higher than the highest division in France.
What about the Toronto Wolfpack?
Well, I suppose you could probably include that, I guess.
Canadian first grade.
And the Bulldogs are in, and they now got the lead.
They scored. Oh, shit.
Nice camera work there.
good.
Even the cameraman fell asleep.
Yeah, not at all.
Like, oh shit, pick up the camera. That thing's worth a fair bit. Brooks with some more magnificent defence there. He just put his arm out and played touch footy.
Man.
Quick play of the ball. That is so bad. I can't blame
There's so many
Momorowski
players
because
around
there's two markers there and neither of them make an effort there. Momorowski's
Ugh.
done all right from being behind them, but that is woeful defence.
And the Bulldogs don't make it easy for anyone.
No.
Like, there's only been a few games really early in the year where they were just dreadful, where they made it easy. But since probably about 6 weeks into the competition, they've made it really difficult to beat them.
They have. Now I'm going to have a look at the live ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So. I thought there might have been a way of getting the Sharks into the top 8, but you can't because they needed a win.
Okay. It's going to be interesting to see who makes it. Like, I feel as though if I had to put my money on it, I'd say Sharks and Panthers will make it.
Yeah. I think the tricky thing's going to be is the fact that the Broncos had that draw.
Yeah.
And that just means that their points differential means nothing now because they're only competing with the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
And they're already ahead of them by a fair bit anyway now. So Brisbane should get in. I think it's going to be between Sharks and Penrith for the final spot.
Okay.
I think that odd number in the competition points for Brisbane is going to be to their advantage.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the draw.
Like, I don't know. Brisbane are weird because you kind of expect them to just work it out at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they should be automatics, but they still don't look right.
No.
So, given this game's an absolute turkey, let's have a look at the other team. So Brisbane's playing Penrith next week in what is going to be a very important game.
Yeah.
Then Brisbane they're home against the Rabbitohs, and then they're home against Parramatta.
Tough. That'll be tough.
And then they're down in Sydney for the Bulldogs.
Oh, man, they haven't got an easy run home, have they?
They certainly haven't. Who else was there? Sharks. Let's check out who they've got. Sharks got the Dragons at home next week. And then they're at home again against the Warriors. And then they're home again against the Raiders. And then they go to Leichhardt Oval in the final round to play the Tigers.
Oh, man, that's going to be Robbie Farah's last game, hopefully.
Yeah. So, at home against the Dragons, the Sharks should get up for that. At home against the Warriors, they should get up for that. The Raiders seem to be a team that goes okay at Shark Park in recent times. That'll be a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
And the Sharks have long had a hoodoo with the West Tigers, so that could go any other way, that game. Who knows what goes on there.
Yeah.
I think with the Tigers being without Farah for 2 or 3 weeks, though, their season could well and truly be over by the time that game comes around.
That's the thing. And they might be, sometimes these teams just give up in that last round when they're out of it.
And the Tigers have a history of doing that.
Yeah.
A long history. Tigers have got Manly next week at
That'll
Brookie.
be tough. That'll be real tough.
Then they've got Newcastle at Campbelltown.
Mm-hmm.
They go to SCG to play the Dragons, and then the Sharks at Leichhardt.
Okay, so they've got a couple ones there that they'd have some confidence about. I mean, normally you'd say that the Dragons forward pack are just overwhelming, but with the way the Dragons are playing, like I think I would tip the Tigers still.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Penrith have got the Broncos, and then the Cowboys, both up in Queensland.
Mm-hmm.
The Roosters at the SCG, and then the final round of the year they play Newcastle at Panthers.
It's not a bad one to have for the last round if they need that win.
Yeah, and they might need it because there's a good chance that they could drop 2 of those games. Playing up in Queensland doesn't even matter how bad those sides are playing. It's always going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
The Roosters in round 24. Penrith really needs to have a win against the Cowboys in the week before if they're going to be a chance against the Roosters, I reckon.
Well, see, I think next weekend, like if they beat the Broncos, they've got 3 points over the Broncos. So they can almost not worry about the Broncos anymore. And then the Cowboys game, they should be going in thinking they can win that one for sure. They should bank the points against the Knights. And I mean, I know that sounds very confident, but if you're going into the last round needing to win, I'd rather play the Knights than most other teams in the comp. And that Roosters game, I mean, it's not the worst run. There are a lot of worse runs than that in, and they should be confident, especially with the way they played last night against the Sharks. They were amazing against the Sharks last night.
Yeah, they were very good. God, this Tigers team looks like shit right now.
Yeah, their attack is dreadful.
It's pedestrian at best. The Knights. I'm looking at their draw. I don't think you can write them off yet.
Oh, really?
They got the Cowboys at home at Newcastle next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Then they play the Tigers. Then they play the Titans at home.
Yep.
And then they got Penrith at the end. They could they could win their next 3 games. They're right back in this.
Yeah, they could make that last game. Like whoever wins that gets in, eh?
It could be. So that's a very tough run. That's a very good run for them. Who else is there that's in the hunt? I don't know. Who else is there?
I think that's it, isn't it? The Cowboys, I feel like they'd have to win every single game, if that.
Who are they? They've got the Knights, Penrith, Bulldogs, and the Storm. Good luck.
Yeah, they're not winning all them.
Oh boy. Okay, the Tigers are 5 metres out from the Dogs' line. Dogs are slowing down the play really well.
Oh,
Tigers' passing game is so slow.
it's very strange, hey?
Yeah, the Dogs are just running up and shutting down really fast.
Sam Bayliss is saying that 2 of the Dragons' wins come against the Bulldogs this year, which does say a lot. Oh, no!
What a crap
Intercept.
pass. That's a try.
They shut the gate.
Oh, hang on. There's a winger coming from nowhere for the Tigers. Although he's not in the picture yet, so... Right, well, Bulldogs with an intercept try there to the Mitch and Moses lookalike.
Yeah, Sam also said Tigers without Farah, no chance.
I agree.
And it's looking like, he provides so much of their attack.
And he gets the movement. We've seen right now with Elijah Taylor there, his service out of dummy half is so slow because the first thing he does every single time, he doesn't pass the ball off the deck. Mm-hmm. He takes 1 or 2 steps in whatever direction he's going to pass, and then he passes the ball. And that's 2 steps that the defence gets to make forwards.
Yep.
So the Bulldogs are playing with a 10-metre rule, and the Tigers are playing with about a 7-metre rule. Makes a big difference. But that's the impact of having a bad dummy half in play, and this is why I don't like Elijah Taylor playing at 9.
Mm.
He's just not. Just don't put him there.
Damn. Can't believe the Doggies.
Wow. I'm not that surprised given the Dogs beat the Tigers at the start of the year. After the Tigers had won their opening 2 games and the Dogs had lost both of theirs. Tigers should have won that one and lost. And the season's on the line and Tigers lose again because that's what they do. Doesn't matter who the coach is. That's just ingrained in the culture.
Yeah, the culture.
We must fail. God damn, it's hard work following this team.
Yeah, I can imagine, hey.
Bulldogs now to a 10-point lead.
Okay, so I'm going to look up our tips on who tipped what. So, who tipped what? Because I think, I know I tipped the Tigers in this one.
Nearly everyone did.
Come on, load up, you bastard. There we go. Yeah, oh yeah. Whoever Darcy McDonald is, they tipped the Dogs. James Smith, he tipped the Dogs.
That's bold.
Yeah, roast. Okay, so what ones have we got here? So, man, I'm having a bad week, a real bad week. Holy shit. So let's see.
Yeah,
You're having
last weekend, I jumped you last weekend.
Yeah,
You got 4
did.
and I had 7.
Yeah, you did good last week.
Look at me being surrounded by journalists like Andrew Webster. I've got 1, 2, 3 right so far out of 5. It'll be 3 out of 6 soon.
I got the first match wrong, the second match wrong, the third match wrong. I got the fourth one right, the fifth one right. I'm going to get this one wrong by the look of it.
Yeah.
A lot of people tipped the Raiders. I'm surprised by that.
I wonder if people looked at the weather conditions and thought that would play in their favour. It says here 60% of the people have picked the Raiders for that game.
Yeah, kind of weird, hey?
Yeah. That's very interesting. So we've got the footy. So the live ladder says the Tigers are now down to 10th. I think they lose this, their season's done, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's like, I just don't see how they can, like, at some point, just to leapfrog all of the other teams. There's so many teams that are vying for them last 2 spots, and I just don't see how you can have all of them fall over in front of you know what I mean?
Yeah, plus, I look at this Tigers side, and I just don't see how they deserve to be in the finals.
Yeah, I think if you were playing them in the first week, especially if Farah's out, you'd be pretty happy with having to play them in the first week.
Oh, yeah. Quick play the ball there.
They look so much better in this half.
Mind you, they're still not doing much with the ball in hand.
No, it's just effort plays. Like, they're just putting in more effort than the Tigers. It's not good. Lewis kicking downfield.
Run it harder. He's crabbing when there's no one around.
Oh.
And all the Tigers players that are nearby for that offload are all walking back and not even looking at the play.
Yeah.
So fitting, that. Pay attention, people. Right, Tigers are on halfway on the second. And still just doing 1-outs and runs from dummy half. Throw the ball around someone. He's a complaint about a crusher.
Crush tackle. There was one in the last game that it was weird. I was thinking, like, I wonder if the referee would give a crusher tackle coming up, because the Knights were stuck in their own end. And Clemmer grabbed the back of his neck, and they wouldn't give him a penalty. That's a proper one, though.
Yeah,
that's not
a proper one.
Just an accident, not on purpose.
No, none of them are on purpose, I don't think. There's just this massive desire for players these days to have one arm up around the shoulders. It still makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's just asking for a penalty.
Yeah. And, so I was going to ask you too. Josh Maguire obviously didn't do an eye gouge last night, but he did put his hand unnecessarily in the face of a player. So I'd long argued that there is zero reason for any player to ever have any part of their body around a player's face.
Yep.
Especially hands. Because you can accidentally do some pretty serious damage to someone's eyes, even if you have zero intention of doing it.
Yeah.
Like, Maguire could have been doing that and he could have accidentally put his finger in an eye. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There's just zero reason to have your hands there. I'd punish that severely, not with a fine either. Week suspension.
Well, you see, here's the thing for me, right? In a rugby league competition that's run by a dictator, he sits down and he says, "Give Maguire 7 weeks," right?
Yep.
And you call Maguire and say, "Listen, next time's going to be longer. You work it out, mate." But with all of the procedures they've got in place and all the boxes they've got to tick and everything, I don't know how much they can actually give him as a maximum. Like, I'm with you. I don't think a fine cuts it. He needs to be sent a real strong message because he's doing it too much. And it needs to be a long time on the sideline. It needs to be the sort of thing like, you keep doing this, your career's going to be over.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but he's been more grubby than usual over the last 2-3 years. And it's completely unnecessary crap. Like pulling on players' hair.
Mm.
It's such dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like, do niggle like Ennis did, you know. Sure, it's irritating, but it's legal and it's fine. You get lippy out there. You do a bit of, you know, push them around, that sort of shit, and get up in their face and stuff like that. You look like a dickhead, but if he already does. But the stuff he's doing is just, it's so grubby and so just shithouse. It takes away from any value he has as a player.
I agree, and I think that maybe it comes in when a player starts to lose their edge physically in what they can do, and so they try and make up for it in other ways, and that's personally what I think is happening with Maguire. You know, tough players, the proper tough players, you're not thinking about going into tackles and worrying that they're going to get their fingers in your eyes or in your face or whatever like that. You're worried about them running as hard as possible for 80 minutes or tackling hard for 80 minutes, you know. So I don't think it does anything for Maguire. I don't think it does anything for the Cowboys.
No.
It just seems stupid.
It is. It's completely docile. Has no value whatsoever for him, for the team, for anyone.
Oh, someone's got a mobile phone out there. OMG.
Oh dear. They're getting the sack.
Yep, I can't wait to see that plastered all over the back of the newspapers.
Alrighty. Tigers. They're 30 metres out from the Bulldogs line with a full set. Can they do anything?
Did you get a text message?
I did.
Yeah. Was it from the next room?
Probably. No, it wasn't.
Ah.
It's from a mate of mine. He says, "You watching the Wallabies?" I'll just turn that off and put it back down again.
You'd say wrong number. Who dis?
Yeah. Man, that's 3 straight kicks by the Tigers to exactly the same area of the field with exactly 0 outcome for them.
Yeah. Man, they get 17 minutes. I can't see him doing this.
They now need 2 tries. Had ample opportunity there. They've done nothing. They're being schooled by a team. One of the few teams who have probably got a worse roster than them.
Yeah.
They're being schooled by them.
It's just so disappointing when you see that sort of thing happen. This is the thing with the Panthers game last night. Like, there's so many times where you see a team has to come out and their season is on the line. They have to come out and win a game. And it just, the Tigers, like, you'd think that they would have no more reason to win a game than tonight. They're playing an opponent they're better than in terms of talent. They should be smacking them.
They're playing like a team who knows in their own mind that they can't win without Farah.
Yeah.
And as soon as he's gone off the field, they've all just dropped their bundle, just like they did against Parramatta.
Yeah.
Oh, Farah's gone. We can't win this. And given that there's so many of these players who had never played with him before this season, or even last season, it's very striking to me that mentality has got into the side already.
Yeah, so quickly.
That's not something that Farah does. He doesn't force them to think that way. That's just something that they've believed, which probably shows you just how good of a player he is.
Yeah.
If they just know that he has that input on the side, and it affects them mentally when he's not there.
with that in mind, I wonder if Farah is done for the year, does Maguire, with an eye on next year, does he say to Farah, listen, we love having you around, but the best thing for these young players going into next year is to not have you around the last few weeks, just so that they learn to get used to it.
Yeah, look, it's going to be one of those tough things. Do you take that angle, or do you say we want you to run the water bottle next year so that you're still around him?
That's a good point. Do you reckon he'd do that though?
He probably would, especially if it's one of those Justin Potato contracts where he earns 600 grand a year doing it, or whatever the hell it was.
Oh man.
No, he's not an ambassador anymore. He's a trainer. Oh, well
He's
done.
He's the highest paid trainer in the history of the game.
In world sport.
In the whole of world sport. That's funny.
Not even Farlap's trainer earned as much as what Farrell will earn.
Far out.
Well, the completions are good. Like, that means jack shit.
Yeah.
That's a stat that gets me. I don't know why they harp on so much about it. Like, the sweet point. I went and did the stats. The sweet point for completions is 78%.
Wow, and that's not over the top.
No.
That's not over the top great.
No, but I mean, that's not saying that's where, teams win most of their games. Stuff like that. Obviously, if you've got a completion anywhere in the 90s, you win the game. But there's been teams who have had 88% completion and lost. But around 78% is where teams usually have for the games where they've won by big margins. Because it shows that there's a mixture of risk and control. They're throwing the ball around just enough to create opportunity, but they're also controlling it pretty well at the same time.
I would love to know. I bet there's a golden stat in the game, and my guess is it has something to do with the way that you complete your set. Whether I almost collided then. Whether it's like if you like the way that if you get a result on a completed set on fifth tackles, like say 15 times in a game or 20 times in a game, you win the game 90% of the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get you. Feels like you're lining me up for work.
Well, you know what, Andrew? I'm going to do some research. Okay? So FYI, clear your Sunday because you've got some work to do.
Oh, jeez.
I would feel like they're the stats that the teams keep and don't tell everyone, though,
Yeah. There's so much data that the teams get which isn't available publicly. It's ridiculous, actually, how much is withdrawn from the public, from what I've been told.
I would bet that there's probably some big weird stats, like if your forward pack collectively, has a heart rate that is like, I don't know, say it's like 10% less than their peak heart rate, then that's a marker of you've won the game. Just weird stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the one I know of that I'd like to see is just how far each player runs per game, not just with the ball in hand. Because, you see things like, Tedesco and Tuivasa-Sheck running 300 metres a game and people go nuts about it. But I'd like to know how much running they do for the full 80 minutes with and without the ball in their hand, because it'd be kilometres, not just 300 metres.
Yep.
There's players like Billy Slater used to run immense meters per game.
Yeah.
I'd like to see who's up there competing with them. Just how much work the forwards do would probably come through a bit more clearly in that, because it'd also get the players who are doing decoy runs as well, because that's a stat that's not measured anywhere.
Not at all, no. I tell you, the other one that I would be interested to see is just a track of where both of the halves, just a track of the entire game of where they're playing on the field, and just to see, like, because Benji making a break, it beautiful pass,
gets the flick. He's winding the clock back a few years here.
Yeah. Brooks
slipped over. And there's the fizzer with the ball.
Brooks hasn't played well.
No. He really needs snappy, fast delivery from dummy half, and he just doesn't get it here.
Mm-hmm.
There's just nothing doing with his Tiger side.
They're going to say that's a turnover.
No.
No, 6 again.
No, it's just last tackle.
Oh, okay.
Here's a kick that no one's going to chase. Great take.
Oh, what a take.
Great take. Man, I wonder if these Tiger sides trying hard enough. How can they win some of the games they have and then turn out and play like this?
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it?
It's just, and this game has seen both sides have zero interest whatsoever in playing expansive football. Everything's been played up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. The Tigers are never going to win a game through the middle. This is just stupid.
Well, I was just about to say, these two packs, I think they're as equally as unimpressive as each other.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I mean, if anything, there's probably a few more proven performers that the Bulldogs have, like someone like a Tolman, you know?
Harawira
Jackson.
Yeah. Alrighty, so score is 18-8 to the Bulldogs. There's 9 minutes to go. Tigers are 10 metres from halfway with the ball. A half break there when they finally do spread it wide. He's almost lost that.
They look a bit more lively all of a sudden.
Playing a little bit wider there, going down the right-hand channel. There's a word.
I wonder if they'd be better off to putting Brooks in at dummy half and just saying to Benji, just do everything.
Oh, it's a nice flat ball. Something's got to change because at the moment the service to Brooks is too slow. Even put Benji at hooker maybe, just in attack.
Yeah, they need it. They need something different. It's not working as it is. Ooh, he had to knock that out.
Yeah. That was a good kick from Benji there. Benji's really got to grab this game by the scruff of the neck. No one else is going to do it.
Yeah, you can see him trying to take over a little bit more in the last just 5 minutes. Yeah. And he can bring them to it. Like, he can still drag them to a win.
He can. Alright, so Bulldogs with a dropout. You didn't get out of that at all. So let's see. Tigers 15 metres out. They've got a full set of 6 here.
They need to score pretty quick. Come on.
Need points.
Oh, good run.
Very good run.
They need to quick play the ball here.
They're not
getting slowed it down pretty well.
Yeah. Another second row dummy half. Oh, boy. Taylor again at dummy half. Benji's drifting sideways. Change the direction. Still not going anywhere.
Oh, he looked for the offload. They might have room out here.
Long pass by Brooks. He finds
Momirovski. Nice step.
He's in again.
He got there again.
Momirovski.
He's got a knack of doing that, eh?
He can score without looking at the line.
Yeah.
The Tigers needed that.
They really did.
It's 18-12 with a kick to come. 6 minutes, 58 seconds to go. Jesus Christ. There was nothing doing here. That was all created from a chance offload and a great ball from Brooks.
Bang, bang. And then a hit and a spin. Really good effort there. That's a finish.
See, even at the start of the year, I thought that bloke should have been starting for the Tigers.
Yeah.
I didn't see that there was anyone in that side, in the back line, who should have been ahead of him.
Well, I can see why they didn't start him because, like, first of all, he's about 6 inches taller than they like their wingers to be.
Well, he also came to the club as a centre. Oh, there you go. He's hit the post. Doesn't matter. He'll score again anyway. Well, we might have a game in our hands.
Finally.
We've waited 75 minutes for this.
It's finally got interesting. Look at Maguire.
Yeah. Oh, he's hanging a finger at the audience. Fair enough, too. Momirovski's going off at someone.
Yeah, he's blowing up.
Yeah, fire up, son. Get away. Get into it. Get in the forwards. Do a hit up now. He's pumped. All right, Bulldogs kick off. They've gone long-ish.
6 minutes. They need 6 points.
Tigers tackled on the first 20 metres from their own line.
We could be doing our first golden point here.
We could. Which would be bad news for the Tigers, given they're the worst team in NRL history in Golden Point. What they need to do is kick a field goal, because that's a proven winner.
Yeah, just kick a field goal here.
Yep, from 35 out. They're spreading it at last.
Yeah, it's like they've learned that you can just,
Make
pass
meters when you
more than
run.
once.
Taylor with a dummy half run. It's like watching slow motion football. Benji with a bomb that almost goes backwards. This is completely useless.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Tigers take
Almost
the catch.
straight up and down. Second kick,
There's a
I think
kick
this
ahead. That'll be too
chase is
heavy.
offside.
Way too heavy, that kick, and it goes dead in goal. Bulldogs with a 7 tackle set. Your favourite.
Yeah, I hate them so bad.
A 6 tackle set with a free Tormalolo run.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're nonsense. So there's 4.5 minutes left. That'd be probably 2 sets for the Dogs and 1 for the Tigers in there. Maybe 2 for the Tigers if they're lucky.
They can't give any penalties, though.
No. They need to have decent defence too. They can't be conceding 50 odd metres every set like they have been all game.
Yeah, the Dogs haven't done anything all that special.
No, they haven't. Just saw the comment
That's
from
a nice
Nadine from
one.
ages ago. She said this game is a bludger. She's been very kind there.
She really is.
Very kind. This has been
I think
hard
last
work to
night was
watch.
probably the best game we've called, hey?
Yeah, the Sharks' comeback was really good because it was in a flurry, and they scored damn good tries in that comeback.
Yeah, they really did.
This game's just been a yawn fest.
It really has. Oh, Hopper Whitey's still going. Oh, nice offload. I think he was
Tolman
tackled.
goes for the line, and
Tolman.
somehow
When Tolman almost scores you, it's a shit game.
somehow he finds a way to not score a try. He's wow. So the Tigers have managed to concede 70 metres in this set?
Yeah.
It's just hopeless. This is the problem, okay? You cannot win any premiership if you have woeful defence. Doesn't matter how good your attack is. If your defence is crap, you will not win a game. You won't win a premiership.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who's the worst defensive team I've seen win a premiership. I'm guessing that...
Probably the Tigers in 05.
Yeah, I guess.
We laugh. It's probably true, you know.
I know. I was thinking them, Newcastle in 2001. I mean, I guess Penrith in 2003.
Let's have a look. 2005 Tigers. They conceded 575 points before the finals.
Okay.
Penrith in 2003, 527, so they were 50 points better.
Okay.
And Knights in 2001 was 639 they conceded. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
That's going to take some beating.
Yeah, I can't think no one jumps out at me that would be worse than those three. Trying to think. I don't know.
1, 2, 3. Newcastle conceded 40 points in 4 games that year.
Far out.
49 in one game.
Woo, 1 point off the magical one.
Yeah. They're the ones who changed the rule from no teams won a premiership having had a game where the opposition scored 48 points or more. They took it out to 49.
Mm.
What are we looking at here? Player off the ball, is it? I don't know.
I haven't seen anything yet. I just didn't see anything there.
I think they might have been suggesting that a Bulldogs player took a Tigers player out off the ball.
Yeah, I just didn't see it at all.
Yeah. Dogs have been spoken to. Oh, hands in the air. That's always good.
I didn't see him do anything. I just saw him blink back into existence.
He's saying there's no hands in the air from you guys. That's not good enough. Has he just been given 10?
Did it?
He has.
What? I want to see. It's where is it? It's got to be him there.
That is not late.
No. Oh, that's a disgrace.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, he literally hit him at the same time.
He had no way of pulling out of that. No way at all. The best he could have done was stand there and make sure that he didn't put any force into the tackle, which is exactly what he did.
That's ridiculous.
He was lining up to make the tackle, and just as he saw the players let go of the ball, he stopped dropping his shoulder and he started to lift a little bit. And the players just running to him with him not moving. He wasn't driving in any fashion. The players just running to him.
Yeah, and keeping in mind, like from his point of view, he can only see the players back. He doesn't see when the ball leaves.
That's exactly right. That's atrocious.
Wow. That's 2 dodgy ones, I reckon.
Yeah. I don't know.
They just, you know what
Look
it
at
is?
the space Benji's got here.
Yeah. It's the referees. They haven't got the backup at head office that says, no, like if you run at the line, expect to get tackled.
Yeah. That's a bad pass.
Benchy, he gave up on that.
Like, nope. I'm not having anything to do with that play. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, it was like he said, Jesus, look at this shit.
Nice
nice pass.
Tigers have scored with a minute and a half to go.
Wow.
It's 18-16. We need this conversion to lock the scores with a minute left on the clock.
Now, would you rather have the 1 point for the draw or the opportunity to go to Golden Point right now?
Given the way they're playing and given their record in Golden Point, I'll take the draw. No question.
That's hilarious.
Another Cameron goes to sleep. That's 2 tonight. I will say this. That West Tigers jumper is diabolical.
Yeah, you don't like it?
Hate it.
It kind of looks like...
You know why, okay? It's because historically these two clubs were never teams that wore jumpers with the V on it. And everyone might argue with that and they say, oh yeah, but what about the Victor jumper? You know what? The famous West teams of the 60s that went toe-to-toe with the Magpies, with the Dragons, they didn't have black Vs. They had the hoops. Balmain for years had hoops jumpers. It wasn't until the 80s that they put the V on there. And those colours work really well as hoops. He stuffed it.
Oh.
He has missed that by a long way.
Oh my God.
And that's cost the Tigers a chance to get the Golden Point, and there's a coach who's going to rip someone's head off.
I can't believe that.
There's 7 seconds left. The Tigers' conversion for the try to level the game missed by about 3 fucking kilometres.
I cannot believe it was a pretty...
He shanked the shit out of that.
Oh, he did. He shanked it. Oh my goodness.
Goal kicking again has cost the Tigers another win. Moses kicking off.
Believe it.
Notice how you sound more surprised about that than I do.
Yeah.
And the Tigers knock it on. Or is that the Bulldogs knocking it on?
Can't believe it.
Game over. Well, I'd argue that is the Tigers season done.
Yeah.
Proven.
Yeah, that seems like it. He seems pretty cut up that he missed it. I think he might be crying. Damn. Oh, that's like when Brett Finch he gave away a penalty, didn't he?
Yeah.
I
think he's missed more than one though tonight, hasn't he? So he's had plenty.
Yeah, he's missed some bad ones. There's some makeable ones too.
2 from 4. He's missed 2 goal attempts.
I mean, that was just a man.
Oh no, he's missed 3. He missed 3. So I'm looking on the NRL website. They haven't updated yet. They're still 2 minutes behind. We can relive the misery here again.
They're frantically...
Boom.
The NRL website's frantically refreshing Rugby League Project right now saying, hang on, I haven't updated it yet.
The answer is no, I'll be doing that tomorrow night.
Did you see the ball boy? Even the kid is like, dude, it's all right. Fuck.
He's shattered.
Oh, I can't believe that.
He's the, I think, 4th choice kicker that the Tigers have had this year.
Yeah, I guess like Brett Finch seems pretty chirpy. He's like, finally, the monkey's off the back.
Someone else has got the drama now.
At least it's like, I mean, he was he's how many down on the pecking order is he in goal kickers in that team?
Well, I'm surprised they haven't gone to Benji Marshall, to be honest. But Benji Marshall's no bloody great goal kicker either, mind you. But I thought he might have had a crack before anyone else.
I feel like you and me were talking about the Tigers not having a goal kicker like in round 4 or something weird.
So Easton Masters started the year as the goal kicker, and we'll remember
that's right. Yeah,
he was the one who missed shots from all over the place against Penrith at the start of the year, which led to Penrith winning a golden point in that probably the greatest game of the year.
Definitely.
The greatest pile of shit of the year. God, that
Oh,
game was
so bad.
That
Worst
game was so
Golden
hard to
ever.
watch.
It really was.
Like, you're watching Golden Point, they're saying, I don't care who wins, just end this hell. And it just went on and on and on and on. Yeah, then Moses and Bai took over. He's a rubbish goal kicker as well. Now Momirovski's doing it. This is something they need to address for next year. They need to buy a goal kicker.
Yeah, I'm wondering who would be available as a goal kicker. Like,
Well, the Bulldogs had one that went over to England. In Reece Martin.
Oh yeah, I saw a video of him carving it up. Hey,
Yeah.
on Twitter.
He'd have been fine. You could have played him in the second row instead of Lawrence, and he could have been a goal kicker. Would have been fine. Would have been better. But no, we won't put an offer for those. We don't need to kick goals. It's only cost us a win against Penrith. Probably did it cost us the win against Melbourne?
I
Let's
can't
have a look.
remember.
No, I can't really say it did. Both players missed a goal each there, so I'm not going to say it cost us that one. Yeah, just been diabolical.
Yeah, it really has. Oh man, I can't believe that. That was like, I'm talking about Golden Point. I'm offering you the points, and he shanks it that bad. Like, God.
As I said, I take the draw.
Yeah.
It's interesting that Fox Sports has got the wrong score up there. So it says Bulldogs 18, West Tigers 12. Then you go down an inch, it says full-time Bulldogs 18, West Tigers 16.
Oh, yeah. Even they're like,
it says the Bulldogs caused another upset. I don't call that an upset because they beat them earlier in the year.
Yeah, and I guess coming off the Panthers win, which was a really good win, they've done all right.
It's also worth noting the Tigers haven't won 3 in a row since rounds 4, 5, and 6 last year.
Oh, wow.
And they'd won their last 2 games before this game. So, Canterbury too, they break a hoodoo.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find that. There's a great little stat which I used during the week.
Okay.
So I'm just going to try and bring up the file. Alright, here we go. It's in here somewhere. Desktop. Oh, fucking tech genius. Oh, there it is. Alright, so it was the last time the Bulldogs won on Saturday, August the 10th, was in 1946.
Oh, wow.
They've broken the hoodoo.
That I've been waiting for them to get that one then.
Yeah, 73 years we've been waiting for that one.
Wow. You need to tweet that one out. That's a classic one.
Alright.
That's a good one, that one. Yeah, all the players there. looking, they're kissing babies and signing autographs and getting pictures and talking to people in the stands saying, yeah, we won. I wonder if at the press conference, if Robbie Farah turns up and he says, yeah, that's it.
I think he probably does.
Yeah. I don't know. Do Fox Sports show the press conferences or not?
No, I think they're all on the NRL website. Sometimes they cross to them if there's been some sort of controversy.
Yeah.
It's Saturday, August 10th. The Bulldogs have just produced their first win on a Saturday, August 10th since... Oh no, I'll just put there. I forgot how to write again. This sometimes happens.
It happens, yeah. It's alright. It happens to Daily Telegraph journos all the time.
It's more I forgot how I started the sentence and just trying to figure out how the rest of it goes. That's why I'm a professional writer.
Oh, man.
Were the Bulldogs the home team in this match?
Yes, they were.
Okay. Just had to get the hashtag thing right. Put that up there and see if it goes nuts.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Boom.
Now,
retweet. Boom.
Did you see Danny Weidler won an award last night?
I did. The only reason I didn't say anything about it is because I knew that everything I was going to say was just horrible and offensive.
Yeah, I'm not going to lead you down there. I'm just going to say, ignore the name of the award and who won it and what for. I look at the trophy, and it's just a Spirax notepad, just silver. I went, wow, they couldn't just make a cup or something or a pen.
I just love the idea that these journalists get together and these bunch of shitheads give each other awards.
You wait. You'll get nominated one day.
Oh, seriously, if I'm ever nominated for an award like that, I'm going to get up and say you're a bunch of shitheads. I think you're all just the scum of the earth. And if they burnt this room to the ground like happens in that Quentin Tarantino movie, the world would be a better place, you scum.
Scoop of the year, League Freak.
Yeah, well, it'd be something like journalist talks about game.
The Rebecca Wilson Award for Scoop of the Year in Rugby League, League Freak.
Yeah.
Now, we won't get into any names there, but where would you put that trophy?
I would use it exactly what it should be used for, scooping up dog shit in a park.
It's not really designed for that, though, is it? Like,
I'm sure.
You got that weird base on there, and it hasn't really got a beveled end on it. It's kind of got that. It'd get a bit messy, I just think, picking up dog poo with it. You have to try and chisel that round bit at the top off a bit and make a bit of a point out of it, so you could use it like a bit of a shovel.
I'm trying to think what else you could do with it that would be worthwhile. I don't know.
It could actually work as an extension to your antenna. Yeah, sometimes it gets a bit windy, the antenna moves a little bit, and you lose reception on your TV. You might be able to just put that up there. It's got a bit of weight about it, so it might help to hold the antenna in place, and it gives it just that little bit extra height to improve the reception.
Do you realise there'd probably be people listening to us right now that don't remember ever having to put an antenna on top of their TV, and then with that weird little dish, that satellite dish thing, and then there was a knob on top of it that you'd turn, and I don't even know what they did to this day.
I had to install my own antenna back in the bush.
Ah.
I could call myself an antenna expert, but it gets you absolutely nothing these days because no one needs them anymore. Redundant skills.
Exclusive dressing room access next. They got to go up to Robbie Farah and say, hey, Robbie, listen, brother Vance, what's going on with the old knee?
You need a bit of rhyming slang for the knee.
What's the rhyming slang for the knee? There is one.
It's got to be something to do with a player. You got to do it Steve Roach style. Let's see.
What's up with your cheekwee?
Your cheekwee? It's a show.
That's so bad. It's funny.
The more I think about it, the worse it gets. I just kind of have to
Yeah.
laugh at it. What's up with your Norm McNee? How's that one?
Oh yeah, that's all right.
He played for the Magpies back in the late 20s. Tony Neal from Kenty Victor in 1984. Oh, he's on. Gavin Snee from Bradford, 1989.
We have a winner.
There you go. He used to have a brother called Mick Snee.
Snake.
That's brilliant.
Snake.
You got Gavin's Snee and Mick Snee.
That's like that advert. Have you seen that advert on TV where the guy's name's Murray, and they say to him, "What are you going to call your son?"
Oh,
and
yeah.
he goes, "Callum."
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mick Snee. Oh, what's up with you, Mick Snee?
What's up with you, Mick Snee? That's brilliant.
We should just do the top 10 rhyming slangs in rugby league.
There's a few out there. Look, I remember responding to Vossi. He was asking for it for an episode of his show.
All right.
And I responded there with what I thought was the first rhyming slang in rugby league in Australia.
Yeah.
There's Mick Beluski, who played for Queensland and Australia.
Yeah.
And the rhyming slang was bottle of whiskey. Beluski, or could have been pronounced a bit differently, but it was around that line. Bottle of whiskey.
All right.
Beluski.
Okay.
Yeah. I went pretty impressive, I think, of rhyming slang back then.
Yeah. They were creative. I guess it was between that and like grown vegetables.
Yeah.
I'm kind of draw a blank anything between like a Genghis Khan and like about 1908.
Yeah. There's a small gap there.
Yeah. It's 1,000 years I'm just a bit shady on.
A bit sketchy. I get the opinion that everyone's tuned out of the podcast. It says
I'm not even mad at them.
I can only assume they've gone to sleep, like the cameraman did on Fox Sports.
Yeah, it was one of them games. Jeez.
Oh, boy.
Like when the big talking point in the game is somebody missed a kick.
It's sad, but it's true. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Alrighty. So, any more we need to do here?
Nah, we've ended the
think
Tigers season.
I think I've
We
been through
retired
enough
Robbie
misery this year.
Farah. Look at
hang on.
Hooper.
Is this Hooper?
Yeah.
Alright.
So laid back.
He's about to yell at someone. There he is. He's yelling there. Corey Parker's staring a hole through. What do you think James Hooper's saying right now?
Nothing intelligent.
No, we know that. What do you think he's saying?
I think he's saying, let's think. I reckon he's probably saying that the Tigers season is over. But he's using what's the complete opposite for an economy of words?
Sounds.
Yeah. Gibbering, blubbering. Yeah, that's how he talks.
Yeah, I made that tweet about the Bulldogs' first win since 1946.
Yeah.
Someone replied with, "Really?" I'm not going to tweet it if it's wrong. I'm a stats guy. Of course, it's correct.
So strange. People come up with some weird like replies to some tweets. Hey.
Yes, we could talk about Twitter all day. Stuff that goes on there. I see people actually arguing with you about comments you made about the Super League.
Yeah, and I don't really care. It's
No.
like, it's It's just not first grade. It's not first class rugby league.
That's it right there, like that.
There's just nothing to argue with them about.
It looks like
I am right,
It looks like
and they are wrong.
looks like one of the Tigers players actually pissed on the ground there,
Does, yeah.
and they've had a bit of post-urinal dribble afterwards.
What's this showing us? This is Benji stepping, passing.
This is where nothing happened. I know, Momorowski.
Scoring ridiculous
He
tries.
scored 2 tries that he shouldn't have scored, so I don't like the fact they haven't got him for missing a goal.
Yeah.
He is the third choice kicker after all. I'd be blaming the first bloke who's no longer kicking goals at all.
Well, see, it being rugby league, I automatically blame the referee.
Well, I mean, that is how the game is decided now.
Bulldogs cause another upset at the pointy end of the season.
Oh, it's pointy. Does that mean the start of the season is called the blunt end?
We're going to use that next year.
I think so. It never gets mentioned as the blunt end.
Blunt end of the season.
How come the blunt end doesn't get any media whatsoever?
This kick was so kickable. Ah. Watch the ball boy. Watch. Ah, they're not going to show it.
Ah, boy. Alrighty. Well, I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, people. If you want to get in touch, send an email to podcast@leaguefreak.com.
Yep.
Follow us on Twitter @AndrewRP, @LeagueFreak, @FergoFreakPod. Obviously, we're on YouTube. Subscribe to us on there. Like all the videos. It's about 60 odd clicks. Give us a subscribe and a 5-star rating and a comment on iTunes. That would be fantastic.
Be incredible.
And got any ideas for shows that we should do or stuff you want us to talk about? Get in touch. Let us know. We'll do it.
Yeah, we're up for it. We've got like 15 shows that we're doing this coming week, so
Plenty of time to squeeze it out.
Exactly. That's what she said.
And on that note, we'll catch you all later.